Got some metal music.
I don't lie.
In the halls where the whispers gather, conservative minds debate the future. From tax cuts to border walls, strategies clash like a political rally. Frustration brews in the chambers. As always, meet new challenges. Dissenting voices rise up, seeking unity, but finding divides. We stand strong, we stand tall. In this party, our spirit will not fall. Though the path is rocky and long, we march forward with hearts full of song. Policies debated, votes cast. In the shadows, some doubts are fast. Yet the fire of conviction burns bright, fueling hope, making the dark night light. Frustration brews in the chambers, as old ways meet new challenges. Dissenting voices rise up, seeking unity, but finding divides. We stand strong, we stand tall. In this party, our spirit will not fall.
You know, we don't need 3 verses for every.
Yeah, seriously.
I like
that
it.
way. A little excessive. I like it. A little excessive, though.
Well, Coach Schumann, thank you for that.
Was that Rob Halford from Judas Priest as the lead singer there? I couldn't quite make it out.
Thank you very much, Coach Schumann. We have the voice of reason, Frank Cristiano.
Yes, I'm here.
And our political correspondent risking his life
on the road.
currently
He's on the road.
on the
It's fucking
street.
crazy. Yo, it's
of
crazy
LA.
here. Dude, it's crazy out here in LA right now.
He is on the streets of LA to report the news for you. Do you understand this man, Tyler King? He is risking his life because he wants to portray the accurate news to you.
Listen, Steve, I have not risked my life. Literally, I don't think any of these
you beat everyone up.
lefty rioters have the ability to take my life.
You can't call them lefty rioters, but okay.
They're lefty rioters.
Oh, Tyler.
None of them have the ability to take my life.
They don't.
They
Tyler,
do.
Dave explained to me what an Eskimo brother is.
Oh,
so
okay.
I know what that is now.
All right, good.
That's great. Like, why would you want to hide that? Like, I think that's impressive.
Steve, never bring that up on the air.
I'm Eskimo brothers with a lot of people.
Steve.
What?
Never bring that up on the air again.
Oh.
Ever.
Well,
Ever.
See, he's very. Okay.
I hope it was a female.
I don't understand why it's so bad. That's just my confusion, I guess. I didn't think it was that bad of a thing.
Here's the thing. I'll explain the particulars to you another time.
I understand the particulars. I just didn't know.
You do, Steve.
You make it sound like it's having AIDS.
No, you do not.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay. Well, we have a lot going on in LA.
God.
And Trump's ICE raids are apparently starting riots while calming things in LA, while claiming things in LA are calm. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass blamed the Trump administration, basically ICE operations, for starting the riots that exploded over the weekend, claiming things in LA are calm on Monday. Trump said this. The National Guard was deployed to LA as the anti-ICE protests continue to escalate Saturday. The unrest is centered in the city of Paramount, California, where protesters clashed with federal authorities, including ICE officers who were allegedly trying to conduct a raid at a local business.
Good.
Home Depot.
So, we have a lot going on with ICE.
How dare you enforce the law against people that are breaking the law to start making more people break the law? What is that argument?
Well, do you
That's-
think
I just laid it
the
out for
methods
you.
were unjust? The methods for enforcing the
What do you
law
mean you're
may have been a little unjust.
Stop! Oh, stop it! Is that like the New York liberal you talking?
I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm asking. Like, I mean, there's a right
Guys,
way and a wrong way to
They
enforce
are
the law.
upset. They're saying the ICE raids, which was rounding up people that broke the law,
Correct.
and enforcing our immigration laws,
Correct.
started the riots. So ICE enforcing immigration laws
Started the riots. I see
started
what
the
you're saying.
riots. So laws got enforced. So that means we can break more laws.
No, of course not. Dave, do you believe
That's
that
what
it's true?
it is. Go.
Dave,
I
I mean,
want to say,
is that true? Like, people are rioting because ICE is enforcing the law?
yes, ICE raids when ICE is
Tyler,
enforcing the law.
5 minutes. 5
that's
minutes.
what created this
I know. I'm
situation
just
of riots.
we're just asking Dave's opinion here. Is that true, Dave? I mean, ICE enforcing the law, is that what's causing all this chaos and chicanery?
Well, I mean, what happened was as they were going in and trying to enforce immigration laws, they went to Home Depot where
They
workers-
really went to Home Depot.
yeah, where day workers were, and some of them were criminals. And they arrested them, and that was one of the beginning sparks of the whole thing. The bottom line is this: the law is, if you listen, they're trying to primarily go after criminals. Well, I mean, if you happen to have a guy next to you that's laying aluminum siding or
Home Depot
drywall, and he happens to be a criminal, and you're like, I'm hanging out with him, and you feel a certain way about it, but I mean, he's a criminal. So the bottom line is this: if you're an illegal alien, okay, if you're an illegal person in the United States, it doesn't matter whether Biden allowed you to come in or whoever allowed you to come in
or gave you a social security number.
You don't belong here because you didn't come in through the proper channels. Now, if you end up getting detained and sent back to your country, that's because you didn't go through the proper channels. It doesn't matter whether
how you got here, really.
Yes. The issue is like the biggest problem is they were going after mostly the majority of these people were criminals that they were going after, but it's the person they work alongside with, so they get all upset.
Right.
It's
they get all butthurt.
I mean, it's
above
basically
that, but yeah,
like it's basically collateral damage, and it's kind of a championing point of the left right now. What the hell?
Breaking the law, breaking the
I
law.
just thought what Tyler would say, breaking the law. I just thought of that.
So it's turning into now we've gotten a lot of the criminals, Frank, and that ICE is going
I don't know that we've gotten a lot of the criminals.
Well, you just said they're at Home Depot buying siding, and you could be buddies with them, and ICE is coming and putting.
I think that's the one problem with the administration, and the sticking point is we really don't know who these people are. They're saying they're criminals, or they have records, or obviously under legally we don't know there's no delineation as far as what crimes they've committed, right? So my thing is this: with all these protests that are going on, they're not just generically protesting. If you want to be on a street corner, you get a permit, you go out there, you hold some signs, you picket, you run them back.
Yeah,
that's fine. You can
protesting.
What they were doing to federal agents, and that's why the National Guard was called in.
Yes.
The riot.
They're right. They're throwing bottles, rocks,
Eventually,
Molotov cocktails.
This was a full-fledged violent uprising.
Right, but see, you have to say, how did that come about? Because everyone's saying, well, Trump sent the National Guard there, and that's why the riots are coming up. People were pissed. No, the people were attacking federal agents, not verbally. They were physically with violence attacking federal agents that were going into areas, neighborhoods, and pulling out who they thought are illegals.
They're doing their job.
Right, doing their job. Hey, listen, they've got information on who they have, and they're going to go and pull them out. So my thing is, you have to realize that people are complaining that, we're peacefully protesting. They're not.
There's nothing
They're
peaceful
not peacefully
about
protesting.
this.
And then once the National Guard did get called, and even the LAPD, and they retracted that statement, but the LAPD said at the time, we can't control this anymore. This is beyond just a civil disruption. This is a riot.
Yeah, it is.
And the LAPD chief said that. And now he had to pull back statements because Gavin Newsom needs to declare that he has power in the state, which he doesn't once federal officials are being attacked. So National Guard is now, here's the newest thing that just came on the line. 700 Marines have been deployed.
Marines?
Not just talked about. They have been deployed to Los Angeles.
On the streets of LA.
Now we have our own military in the streets of LA. Right. Which
wow.
I highly disagree with
that
in a way.
That's
I
going
think the
too
National
far.
Guard. I think the National Guard is more than enough to handle whatever may be going down.
The National Guard is
the Marines will relieve the National Guard. That's what they're there for right now, as backup, basically. But bottom line, what was that Denzel Washington movie years ago when there was an Arab bombing in the city, and then all of a sudden Bruce Willis was there as the general, and all of a sudden they went.
I know the movie.
Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3.
No, that's a train.
The Siege.
I can't remember what it was called.
The Siege.
Yeah. The Siege. Thank you. The Siege. Thank you, Tyler. So the Siege is basically kind of what's happening now in a way. It's gone from just local law enforcement to Denzel Washington.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
That's right. That's right.
Well, in the movie, like
Denzel Washington was at Federal Bureau of Investigation. He's the FBI. The FBI building got bombed, and they lost all the agents, and all of a sudden the military got called in.
Was that the movie where he was a violently alcoholic?
No, that was when he was the airline pilot.
Yeah.
Finally alcoholic. He flew the plane drunk there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that must have been
all I'm saying
is this actually. That was a
great movie. Great movie. The scenario is just playing out as that movie has in a way, but that was terroristic, like, foreign terrorists. Now this is basically where we have national terrorists. And one thing you have to do if you're following this and you're watching the media, scrub the media for a second and just follow the money. Okay, George Soros is definitely at work on this. And they've actually transported in Antifa protesters.
Antifa.
Yeah. They've imported them in by the hundreds.
Jesus Christ.
And this group right now is being funded by a Democratic Party machine.
Whoa. You're saying the Democrats are funding Antifa?
Yeah, absolutely. They're funding this group. You think people are out there, Steve? You think people are out there, Steve, going to hang out all day protesting and not go to work unless they get paid?
Steve, indirectly, like George Soros is a major funder of Antifa.
That's terrible. That's un-American.
But that's what happens. You look at Colombia.
Steve, no shit.
That's
what the extreme left is. Anti-American.
Well, the extreme left, they're communist. I get.
You're telling me there's no funding going on at these colleges that are having protests for free Palestine?
Well, I thought the parents are just.
You got 300-400 tents, and they're all the same color tents. Come on.
Okay.
Listen. I've been writing a book at Harvard Legal for the last 10 years. Trust me on this one. They definitely are.
Dave. The mayor of LA is very upset about this. She said it's an escalation that didn't have to happen. Why were there raids? We have been told that he was going to do after violent criminals. It wasn't a drug den. It was a home fucking depot. It was places where people are working. So what was the point of doing this? She asked. She said it wasn't a drug den. It was Home Depot. Why are we?
Okay.
It's not the home. They're not going into the. They're not going inside the Home Depot and pulling out the workers. They're grabbing the people that are hanging on the outside trying to get a job. Haven't you ever seen what a day worker is?
Oh, they do that? At
Yeah.
Home Depot?
All right.
They're
Steve,
not going into Home Depot and disrupting Home Depot.
Oh,
These people are hanging out in front of Home Depot.
yeah, like ready-made labor. That's all it is.
so
So
you're
long-
Steve,
Steve, I'm gonna break it down right now. Long story short, whoever the FBI or Homeland Security or ICE got a tip that there was a certain criminal they were looking for working as a day laborer outside certain
Day
Home
laborer.
Depots, so they went and looked for that guy. That's
So
what happened.
Dave, let me ask you this. So you're telling me I can go to Home Depot and sit with a group of day laborers and someone pulls up and says, "Hey, I need 5," and 5 jump in the
Yeah.
truck and go to work,
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
and I could go there and go to
100%.
work.
100%.
That actually happens? I just thought that happened in the movies.
Not where you live.
Steve,
I just thought that happened in the
watched that
movies.
happen. I've watched that exact scenario happen.
Well, isn't that illegal
Steve,
to congregate like that?
Steve, I made that scenario happen when I lived in Arizona. Like I picked up guys.
Yeah.
I picked up laborers for like a event I was working with.
Really? And
Yeah.
they just that's what they do.
At your Home Depot here, Steve, actually, when you drive by the Home Depot, there's all Home Depot workers outside in uniform, and you ask them, "Hey, can you guys help me out? I'm trying to get something." And they're like, "I'm sorry, buddy, we're on break."
No, I was surprised by this. So, Dave, do you know exactly? Did this start last Friday?
The raids?
Yeah, where all this escalation happened. I mean, did it start Friday with people going into Home Depot and then everyone getting irritated and Molotov cocktails flying everywhere and bricks and bottles being thrown?
I don't know what day it started, but I know that what's going on with these riots and these people who are waving
It's sad.
waving Mexican flags and saying they want
Yeah.
to stay in America. Like, get these people that don't want to be and follow the rules of America out.
I
Now,
agree 100%.
I don't live in a city, and most people, don't live in a city. What is going on?
Tyler's opening his door and closing his door.
Oh,
Is that
Sorry.
illegal trying to enter your vehicle, Tyler?
Tyler's protecting
No,
himself.
I had to
What's it,
pick
Eskimo?
up my Ford Zen.
I would take cover. You are in the streets of LA right now, and what's the count? Palisades, or where are you?
He's our political correspondent.
Yeah,
He's on the
and
ground there.
I would take cover right now. Their Molotovs have got to be flying over your head, Tyler.
careful, brush fire.
The LAPD's pretty much subdued the major
The
riots.
Marines are there. I can't believe the Marines are there.
Marines are hanging out. I've seen lots of transactions between Marines and Ladies of the Night. Everything is bustling
Ladies
here.
of the night.
Ladies
Yes.
of the night. I like that. It's old
Are you
school.
are you saying that Marines are having sex with women?
Chicken heads? What do you got out there, Tyler? You
I
got some
mean-
chicken heads out there?
Yeah.
Listen, the violence is not a minimum. The Marines are enacting commerce here on the streets of Los Angeles. Everything's fine.
Dave, what exactly is in a Molotov cocktail, for the record?
Tangeray.
No, I mean, I don't know how they work.
Gasoline, alcohol, a glass bottle.
I was
and a
asking.
wick.
Cloth.
I
And a
don't
cloth.
care. I'm just breaking it down real quick.
So you fill it up and then you stick the cloth in and light it on fire,
Yes.
throw it.
Thank
Okay.
God we have a knowledgeable correspondent on how to put together a bomb.
Okay. Dave, the other thing I wanted to ask you was about President Trump and his relationship with Elon Musk. It seemed to sour and come to a head over the weekend somewhat of a disagreement about Doge and everything that's going on with the electric vehicles, and they don't like each other, and they're not playing in each other's sandboxes anymore. What are your thoughts on that situation?
At first I thought it was a negative thing. But now that I think back more, I just think it's Elon not getting his way. Trump has this big beautiful bill. He wants more cuts. Elon,
The big beautiful bill, yes.
I think I think Elon is at a point where he's got to move on back to his company.
And Frank said that was the plan all along, that he was going to move back.
My thing is this: I think the entire feud was drawn up on paper between Donald and Elon. Well,
that's my father's theory.
Yeah, Elon's company has deflated in value over all these protests.
Oh, it has.
Yeah, people not wanting to buy Teslas now
Yeah,
or
that's
destroying
true.
Teslas
They
because
bang
the
him.
guy's part of Doge and he's investigating everything. So bottom line, he was going to move out anyways. I mean, he's going to move on. He can't be there forever. He does have companies to run. Three successful
So
companies.
it wasn't like he was going to be there for the full
No,
term.
no. So at the end, I think
Okay.
that it's,
I
hey,
misunderstood.
listen. No, I think Trump was like, listen, you call me an asshole, I'll call you an asshole, right? And it'll work. And people will go back to buying Teslas because they'll think that you're anti-Trump now.
Dave, what the hell is this? Is that the
What's
Mexican
going on?
flag?
That's the actual guy.
That is
Yeah.
a riot.
Why are they burning cars in the middle of the street?
Those are the auto driving vehicles too. Those aren't.
Those are the electric vehicles?
No. They were they're like the self-driving
They're
cars.
the computer-driven
Yes.
delivery vehicle.
Oh my God!
But it's not
Yeah.
a riot right there. That right
See?
there.
No,
is
that's not
protest.
right. That's not right. That is peaceful protests right there.
Oh, here you go. I love these nuts.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
What is she doing? What is she wearing?
She has some
Let our
sort of,
people free?
she has it's either a coconut on her head or some sort of yellow helmet.
This is where Tyler
That's
is
the
right now.
fat Che Guevara over there. The fat
That
Che Guevara.
was very sane, very normal behavior right there.
Che Guevara.
Why are they in the Mexican flags?
Because they're trying to stop Mexicans from being deported. They support Mexico.
What is he?
All the illegals are out there. Now, number one, if you're illegal, why are you in the protest wearing a Mexican flag wrapped around you?
Well,
That's a
that
dead
shows who
giveaway.
you are.
That's a
Dead
dead
giveaway. Here you go.
They're
Here's
just-
more.
They're just destroying LA.
Yes.
No, this is peaceful.
No shit.
This is peaceful.
Look at all these National Guard that are inciting this. Look at all these National Guard.
What
Crazy.
are IEDs coming next?
Yep.
Why are people filming this?
Because that's what everyone does. Everyone's a reporter.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Is that a helicopter?
Yes, of course it is.
Yes, it is.
And they're breaking in. Look, they're burning buildings now. They're breaking into buildings. We're back to where we were, Rodney King.
This is
Rodney
going
King,
way
that's
too
what it reminds
far.
me of.
We're back to where we were with Rodney King. Yep, absolutely.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, history is
It repeats itself. History repeats itself.
I support ICE.
How
How does the mayor of LA let this happen?
Well, you got to realize something. She has gone to many clinics and had lessons taught on how to do protests. This is no lie. No, Bass is probably the one who started these protests, organized
You're
it.
saying the mayor of LA,
Mayor of LA, absolutely.
started these protests.
She's one who has gone and has learned information on how to conduct on protests.
What the hell is that?
No,
This is just a
Steve.
barbecue.
Steve.
Oh
It's-
my
it's-
God!
This is
Come
most
see
likely.
here, just a barbecue.
It's a Mexican barbecue. It's a
This
Mexican barbecue.
has been going on like all week.
All
How
weekend.
you guys, sir? Fajitas.
This was
fajitas.
someone just burned the empanadas.
Burnt the empanadas.
Yeah.
You can't say
Yeah.
that. That's not. That's
This is
inappropriate.
from a company. It's El Pollo Loco.
That's inappropriate. That's inappropriate.
Why is it inappropriate?
So inappropriate.
It's what's happening.
I don't understand.
That
Don't you
thing is
understand?
really good. There's a great Mexican chain out there Is that it? El Pollo Loco.
El Pollo Loco. El Pollo Loco.
Or were you talking
Absolutely.
about the one
Oh,
from
man, so
Breaking
good.
Bad or
The crazy
Better
chicken.
Call Saul?
The
yeah.
crazy chicken.
El Pollo Loco.
Los Hermanos, the
legit-
Hermanos brothers,
Dave,
the chicken
Del
brothers.
Taco. Del Taco.
El
legit.
Taco's phenomenal.
I've never had
Phenomenal.
that.
Taco.
Wait, well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Where's Kamala Harris? Isn't she from California?
Yeah, she's.
Yeah.
What's she do? What's she doing?
What? Steve, you're behind.
You got Del
Yeah.
Taco.
Yeah, she used this opportunity to slam Trump. Her statement just
She's willing to
Slam
let people
Trump.
die to slam Trump, and
Yeah.
and
her statement on the riots is just basically slamming Trump.
so wow.
But everyone on the left
Look
will.
it up.
No,
Dave,
I get that. I
Dave,
get
bring it
that.
up.
It's disturbing.
Dave, get it up right now.
Dave,
Get it up.
Get
Frank,
what up?
get
Get
it
what up?
up. Kamala Harris's comments on the LA riots.
Oh, I was on Del Taco's website.
This diet's
I
killing you,
don't
Dave.
blame you. I don't blame you. We think what the closest Del Taco to Manchester, Connecticut was?
Where?
no, there's no Del Taco in Manchester, Connecticut.
But you gotta
No,
understand
the closest. Like,
them waving the flags.
they're giving
All this
themselves
is
away.
I'm not
trying
going to
to
give
pull
this
it up.
away. All this
What?
is giving fodder to the cannon for what Trump is shooting out every week.
He's
In
right.
other words,
yes,
Right, they're saying all these people. Well, it looks like to the average American,
they're terrorists,
the Hispanics
Yeah.
are taking over the streets of LA and they're burning it down to the ground.
and they don't care.
yeah.
It's a bad look all the way across.
And all this got started because of
Good
Home
point,
Depot.
Dave. Good point.
Kamala D. Harris.
What's the D stand for? Dick.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Thinking about.
I mean,
I can't read it.
I'm
It's small.
appalled.
She's appalled?
I'm appalled at what we're witnessing
Yeah.
on the streets of our city.
Mhm.
Deploying the National Guard in a dangerous escalation meant to provoke chaos.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would deploying the National Guard provoke chaos?
Well, because now people feel threatened.
Well, weren't they threatened when the fires and shit
Oh
were going on before?
no. That was
Oh,
fine.
okay.
That was fine.
In
No-
addition-
Dave. That was peaceful protest. That was
And it,
peaceful
oh, it was
protest.
peaceful.
Yeah,
Okay,
peaceful.
I got you. So now I know what peaceful was. In addition to the ICE raids on Southern California and across our nation, in part of the Trump administration's cruel, calculated agenda to spread public panic and division.
Right.
So you're right. She's using this as a political platform.
Right. That was the head of the National Guard.
Yeah.
Right. The head of the National Guard. His orders to his troops were, guys, I want you to go in and cause panic and chaos right now. Here's what we are. We are here. We are brought in to cause panic and chaos. And there's the
Yeah.
Deli Taco menu.
So,
Hey,
guys,
can I DoorDash Del Taco to here?
I don't think there's any Del Taco remotely near here.
No, there
What
isn't.
are they gonna? They're gonna fly it on a helicopter for you?
Frank, that's what we need to open at Smoking Guns.
A
Let's do a Del Taco.
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I want to do. Yeah.
Del
Well,
Taco.
Would you do that instead of the doggy daycare?
No, I won't do either one.
Okay.
No, I'm too old.
dude,
Although El Pollo
you're
Loco-
too old.
like
Yeah,
Dave. I feel like Del Taco will be more successful on the East Coast than
Yeah, I agree
El
with that. I
Pollo
agree.
Loco.
Yeah, I agree. Pollo Loco is like when you go on vacation, you go to El Pollo Loco because you don't eat El Pollo Loco all the
We
time.
have just gone off the rails. we are talking about riots in LA, and now we're pulling up Mexican food menus.
No, I was just curious because it just doesn't make sense to
I
me.
was worried when I went to Welsh Farms this morning and I got my egg sandwich and got a coffee. All the illegals that were there waiting to get picked up. I was
So they wait for jobs.
Sure they do.
yeah, of course.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. So I did want to ask Dave, Democratic government Gavin Newsom floated a potential run for the White House in 2028. they're saying it's likely thwarted by his handling of the anti-ICE
Please.
riots gripping Los Angeles.
Gavin Newsom
Please do that.
screams. He
Please
screams
do that.
safety and security. When I hear
Dude.
Gavin Newsom's name, I think of safety and security right
This is
away.
the greatest of all.
Dude.
Is he gay?
JG
This is the
fans,
greatest of
listen,
all.
listen.
This tweet,
No,
AB
I-
had the greatest tweet of all time. AB.
I had who said that? Gavin Newsom. Who said
Anthony
this?
Brown,
Who's
I mean,
AB? Antonio Brown? Is
yeah,
that
No,
Antonio
no.
Brown?
No, is that AIC?
No,
No, it's,
Oh.
no, it's
AB.
Antonio Brown.
I had sex with your wife, Gavin.
I thought he was gay. Gavin Newsom's not gay.
No, actually, he was
Oh.
God.
used to be with.
Oh, wait. Whoa, Dave, back up. AB tweeted Gavin Newsom. I
Yes.
text your wife.
Yes.
Dave, I can't
Wow.
go on.
Dude.
X is a
like-
cesspool.
Hey,
X
Dave,
is a
Dave.
cesspool.
No, it
No,
is. It's very
I-
toxic.
Shut up. I got nothing about this. Dave, I fully believe that, by the way.
I believe it too.
You think
Fully.
you think
Yeah.
Antonio Brown banged Newsom's wife?
Definitely.
Is she attractive?
100 billion trillion %.
Is she
I believe
attractive? Is she
100
attractive?
billion.
Well, his
100%.
wife used to be.
I believe that.
His wife used to be Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Was she attractive?
No.
Yes, he
Was
was
she
married
attractive?
to Kimberly Guilfoyle back
He
in the
was
day.
married to Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Yes,
You
yes.
know
that
Yeah.
happened?
Was she attractive?
Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Kimberly
Yeah,
Guilfoyle,
she was
with Trump's
dating
son.
Donald Trump Jr.
Oh, so that's like
Yeah.
Eskimo pies.
Listen, you
Eskimo
want to know why?
brothers.
You want to know
Brothers.
why Newsom hates fucking Trump? It's
Because
because
of the yeah.
Trump's son was banging his ex-wife.
So the
Is that
Eskimo
why?
because of the,
It's nothing to do with politics. It's
It
all
was
money.
Eskimo pies.
He's
Eskimo
mad,
pies.
he's mad
I
that
mean,
Trump is banging his
Dave,
ex-wife, Donald Trump.
I mean,
yeah,
Frank,
is it
Frank,
Donald Trump?
At the end of the day, it doesn't have nothing to do with politics, though.
So
It
it's all
does,
about
it does.
the Eskimo pies.
That's
Okay.
fantastic.
Listen, you know what? Like when you're on the football
Eskimo
team, when you're on
brothers.
the football team and something like that happened within your team, like someone might be annoyed or something like that.
Sure.
Well, now within the world of politics, these guys are in a different stage, a different team. Yo, what are you doing, man? You know,
Why they hate each other? That's why they hate each
Yeah.
other.
Steve,
Yeah.
hate each
Steve.
other?
Wow.
Yes, Tyler.
It's
Yes,
big
Tyler.
dick energy.
Steve,
Yes.
you might be the one of the few members of the UConn football team I'm not Eskimo brothers with.
No,
I'm
you're
Eskimo
definitely not
brothers
Eskimo
with a lot
brothers
of
with me.
people.
I'm
I'm
way
Eskimo
too,
brothers
way
with a lot
too
of people.
before you. Unless
And
you started
I'm
having sex with
proud.
40-year-old women at
I am
by the time you
proud.
were at UConn.
I've been Eskimo brothers with a lot of people, and I'm proud of it. I don't know why you're so embarrassed. It's a
Steve,
brotherhood. It's a
it's
brotherhood. It's a brotherhood.
Fucking
Steve is actually
Steve, shut the fuck up. We'll talk later.
he's actually a member of the Honolulu Lay. It's not Eskimo bro. He's a Honolulu Lay brother.
So I also wanted to bring up
As long
Riley
as you weren't the
Gaines.
last member of a train.
No, I would never go
Caboose.
last. I
The
never wanted to be
caboose.
last. I never wanted to be last. Terry would go last
Steve.
because he was nice and he'd walk him home. So Riley
I
Gaines.
believe that, by the way. By the way,
Yes.
what you just said, I fully believe, Steve.
No, he did because he would make sure they were all nice and they weren't going to, get us in trouble. Riley Gaines suggested on Monday in a radio interview that she was stunned by the public's response to Simone Biles' personal attack against her. The Olympic great launched into Gaines with a post responding to the former NCAA swimmer criticizing Minnesota softball officials for turning comments off a post celebrating a high school's state championship win
Yeah.
with a transgender player on a team.
Tyler, have they launched smoke grenades your way? I think some smoke grenades have gone off. Tear gas, maybe?
No, he likes
A little bit.
Um,
Little
I see the
bit.
smoke.
I
I
cracked
see
the
the-
window. I cracked the window. I cracked the door.
I see the smoke billowing in your car right now, and I figured it must be
He's
those
just
flashbangs.
hotboxing. He's hotboxing.
It's not a
It's the fla-
flashbang.
So
course not.
Bynes called Gaines truly sick, among other things. But she was very, very disturbed by Gaines. You know, Riley Gaines has been on a transgender mission since day one, since Leah Thompson won the
Dude.
gold medal, and she didn't get her third place
I
medal
believe-
or whatever.
No,
They were both first place.
Steve.
No,
Steve,
they weren't both.
just-
They were both
Steve,
first
just
place.
fuck-
No,
Yes, they were.
Steve,
Yes,
not.
they were.
They were not. They were not.
Steve, yes, they were.
Let's
They were
present the
not.
facts correctly. Riley Gaines was the top swimmer in the NCAA.
Yes. Yeah, she won
And
one
She
record.
got beat by a guy in the NCAA finals.
No. They
Um,
tied.
They tied. Yes.
And she got
Oh,
Riley
yeah.
Gaines got the
And they
award.
gave-
No,
they
she
gave
did not.
the-
But it was not-
they
She,
gave
she
to
was
him.
she was told to not accept, to step down and let
Correct.
the other competitor accept it. They both
Correct.
ended
No,
up
they-
tied for first place.
You're
Yeah,
And she was
100%
told
wrong.
to stay. I am not 100%
You're
wrong.
100%
100% right.
100% wrong.
Okay.
You're 100%.
No.
Okay. All right.
He's
Hey,
100% right.
Steve,
No.
Frank
no,
is
no.
actually right here.
No.
Frank is 100% correct here. That
No,
is what
I will.
happened.
I will.
That is
prove
what
it.
happened.
Please.
That is
AI,
what
AI
happened.
that one.
They
I will
tied,
prove it.
and they said,
Yes, they
give it
tied.
to
It
the
was
fucking-
not for
no,
first.
they
It
said,
was for the
give it to,
fifth
like,
place.
that guy over there.
Okay. While
Oh, she
Thomas
didn't
held,
win. Wait, what?
yeah, the fifth
She was
place
fifth.
trophy. Yes.
Fifth place.
Gaines held the sixth place trophy while waiting for another fifth place trophy in the mail. So they tied for fifth. They gave the award to
Oh.
Riley after she had already won a first place award. So Riley was pissed off by this because she had already won an award. Riley had not. Leah may or may not have should have been in the competition to begin with, but she
Wait,
was.
who?
Leah
Who?
Thomas. Leah
Liam.
Thomas.
Liam.
Leah?
No, Leah.
Leah?
Their name was Will before, not
Yes,
Leah.
Will?
There
Yeah,
you
it was
go.
Will Thomas.
There
Will
you
Thomas.
go.
Yes.
Will Thomas.
But she took 2 years of hormone therapy and all that good stuff. But
It's a fucking 6'3" dude that went through puberty.
yeah, and she had a penis too, and that was the
Oh,
troubling
yeah,
part.
He had a
Yeah,
wait,
well,
wait.
It-
They were forced to compete. Yes, she had a package. Yes, and all the U at the swim meets,
Did
she
did
had
he
a
have
package.
his balls still?
Yes, that's what's
All right.
disturbing about it. The women were forced to change in a locker room with a man. And they were not allowed to speak out about it. They weren't allowed to do anything about it. And this was back in
Yo,
2021
The
or 22.
NCAA has done a lot of evil shit. This might be the most evil shit they did.
Well, they did, and the Olympic Committee, I believe, disqualified her because she wanted to go on to the Olympics, and she is not.
Yep.
Simone Biles is referencing something different that happened in Minnesota.
No. Long story short, Riley Gaines spoke out
She
in
did.
favor
She did.
of a girl that was competing against a guy. Similar situation.
Riley Gaines was pissed, 100%. Riley Gaines was very
So,
upset.
Simone came at Riley and called her manly. Then
Simone came out and said about this Minnesota thing
no.
that she
Right.
felt that they should have been rewarded. And
No.
she attacked Riley Gaines on TikTok.
In that attack, she called Riley like manlier, and she was like, "Bitch, I'm 5'5". You're and like then, Riley posted a picture of Simone looking
Well,
thick as fuck right before she was about to do the fucking
yeah, but I
Anita
mean,
bars.
Riley
she's like-
Gaines
and-
is
and
right,
no,
though,
And
Tyler.
then Riley said, "Is your body shaming me?
Bitch better
Right.
have more money.
Your body
Right.
like she was like, you look like a block." And
Tyler.
you're shaming me? Fuck
Tyler.
off.
Riley Gaines pointed out that in recent state championships across the country, transgender athletes have been winning championships
Yeah,
in girls'
exactly.
sports. It doesn't happen in men's sports, it happens in girls' sports.
Of course.
And that is her issue. And it's legislated state to state, but federally it is not fair. Trump is trying to change it back, but the states still ultimately have the power. Dave, where do you think this is going to end up going? Do you think there's going to be any real change or development in the next couple of years with transgenders, or are they just going to be allowed to compete? Do you think there'll be a special division? Do you think you'll be required to be on hormone therapy? Do you think you'll be required to chop off your wiener? Like, what are you thinking?
It's all a form of mutilation,
It hurts women's sports.
mental disease.
It is
Oh.
mental disease. I agree.
But they have a right to have their mental disease. They just don't have a right to participate in women's sports.
I agree. I
So,
agree.
If they want to create a category for them, you know,
Transgenders, yes.
where they could all trans together, they probably won't go out for sports if that's the case, because the people who are going out for sports are doing it to dominate.
Tyler, what in the fuck are you doing? Were you just trying to sniff your marijuana? Did you just shove the blunt up your nose? Are you alive
No.
right now? Are they car
I'm
bombing?
laughing at you guys.
A
I'm
canister
laughing
of
at
tear
you guys.
gas is a canister of tear
Hey,
gas is
I
just landed
give
inside
you
of Tyler's
credit.
car.
You're making me laugh.
He put a blunt up his nose.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I-
No, I'm just asking. Like, what's the solution?
Antifa
Tyler?
is marching very close to where Tyler is situated here in downtown Los Angeles. We are Monday night around 10:15, and Tyler's created a barricade of smoke around his car to sort of
Tyler, would
keep
you
himself concealed.
Tyler, would you be friends with someone who is transgender?
Why not?
You would. You would be friends with them. Okay.
All right.
Um,
That's
as
called
long
an
as they're not doing, as long as they're not like doing anything fucked up, like competing in MMA. And
That's
fucking
called
girls
an
up.
Eskimo pie. That's an Eskimo pie if you're friends with a transgender.
So, like, I mean, there's a lot of instances where you don't know because they look as good as they do. You may not know until you get to a
Bro.
certain point.
I mean, the
I can see that
outlier.
happening
No,
to you.
Steve.
You could
Steve,
be
let
that
me-
messed up.
Let me speak. The outliers, yes, but
Why are you giving me a look?
no, like what you just the outliers, yeah, that might be the case, but generally, no. It's,
No. You think you'd be able to tell the difference?
I mean, I see around Boston several every day. So
I mean,
yeah.
if someone came up to you and said, "Hi, Tyler, I'm trans. I'd like to be your friend. My name's Bill," would you shake their
really?
hand?
Bill, who the fuck are you?
He said he
Do I
wants to
know-
be your friend.
Do I know you, Bill? Do I, like
No, he doesn't know you, but he just wants to be your friend.
I would put that trans in a
No,
rear naked choke,
Steve,
Tyler.
Steve, here's the thing. Anyone that did that, I would not be friends with them.
You would
Or
not
no.
be.
Anyone, trans, man, woman.
Yeah, I mean, Dave,
no.
you coached
Yeah.
camps for years upon years. Do you believe that you had trans members working at your camps?
Absolutely not.
Just
Never.
by the numbers alone, I mean, you had to have had some trans people at your camps.
What number?
Back,
No.
back when I
What
was
numbers?
30 years old,
No. Like,
I-
Steve,
my
you're-
only
I
encounter
can
with a
talk.
trans is when I was 30.
And did he try to work for you?
No, I was in a nightclub
Oh,
and I had a
were
few.
you were dancing?
I had a few. had a
Tell me
few-
you grabbed the tree trunk. Tell me you grabbed the tree
I was
trunk
out with
Dave,
some
by
other
accident.
UConn guys. We were in. Where were
What,
we?
this was at UConn?
No.
Oh,
No, but
oh.
I'm saying I was with you.
Yeah.
I don't know where we were.
This was at the Blue Oyster Bar.
That's from
we were at
Police
some.
Academy.
We were at some. I don't remember. This might have been Boston. We were at some club.
Of course, it was Boston.
Yeah,
And
I'll
and
take it back. I'm trying to remember. So anyway, I'm dancing,
You're a great
Yeah.
dancer too.
Nice,
could
nice,
pull off
nice
dancing.
looking he she. Didn't know she was a he she, but nice looking and dancing. And the person wants to take me home. In my head, I'm like, it's a little quick. Usually, like I gotta work. Usually, I gotta work some magic to really have that happen.
Were you
So,
in the tank though? I mean,
I was a little suspicious. I was suspicious at that
were
point.
you drunk though? Were you intoxicated?
I was more than
It's
You were,
okay,
you were
Dave.
heavily intoxicated.
It's okay,
I was,
Dave.
I was
No
a
one
little
would have
mollied
known.
up. I was a little mollied up.
No
Oh,
one, no
Molly,
one,
Molly's different.
no
It's
one
not
would have
Molly,
known.
no. It's not Molly.
Dave,
It's the
Dave,
real
it's
version.
okay.
Listen,
Yeah,
on Molly, I'd bang a raccoon, so it's okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
Right now.
anyway,
She-
so the person goes is like, no, I'm a woman, okay? Because I asked the
Oh, she's trying to convince you. Actually asked her.
Oh, my friends go, hey man, I'm not sure about.
I'm
that
not
person.
sure. Oh my god.
And I said,
Yeah.
I looked, and I said,
Good
yo.
friends.
I said, yo, are you a woman or are you a trans? And she says, I'm a woman. I said, okay, if you're a woman, if you're a woman, I'm gonna grab you down there. And if you got nuts, we
We call it a night.
Right.
she's like, she said, I don't remember what happened, but basically,
Well,
bottom line, my assumption was it was
That was that's sexual harassment. You can't just say I'm going to grab your nuts and
Yeah,
make
yeah.
a decision.
Sure you can.
Dave,
You actually
Yeah.
said that?
of course you
yeah,
did.
that's my. I mean, it was.
So
Dave,
you were
Dave, all right. Steve,
I literally
Steve,
danced like
Steve.
not even 3 minutes, and the person wanted to take you home. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Steve,
yeah.
that's how I
Steve.
knew. That's how I knew something was up.
Yeah.
Dave was like, Dave was suspicious. So, yeah. He was like, don't.
Well, I
What's
mean,
what?
there's other things you can
Like,
do.
here's the
by-
thing. As soon as
grabbing
you're
some dick.
suspicious, go with it.
Like, I'm not grabbing some tree trunk. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think I do that. There's other ways around it.
That's my only encounter.
The Adam's
ever. I, to
apple.
be honest,
The
I don't think
Adam's
I've ever met. I don't think I've ever really met like a person that's actually.
But statistically, that's impossible because you ran
No, it's
camps
not.
for,
Like,
you ran camps for
Steve,
years.
Steve,
Somebody had to
Steve.
have been.
the trans community is such a small percentage of the actual population.
It is.
What Dave is saying is
Oh.
perfectly plausible.
Yeah, I don't
Oh.
think I've ever really. I mean, maybe I haven't. I didn't like. I don't know. Maybe I worked somewhere. I don't think so though.
Yeah,
I
I don't
definitely
think so.
like
Nothing stands out.
I've encountered people of that nature here and there, but it's not that much of a prominent
Oh.
part of my everyday life.
I take that back. Okay, I take that back.
Okay. Great.
I'm not. I've a couple times I've been to Starbucks
Oh,
and I wasn't sure if the person was like
Serving
transitioning, like it was a 6'2" kind of person
kind of person.
making
Did you,
your
uh,
coffee.
Were
Dave,
they
did you
AI?
order a mocha caca latte?
Was it AI?
I never go to
What
Starbucks.
do you mean
but
wasn't AI? What do you mean wasn't AI?
Well, he said it was 6'2".
Starbucks has a
That's what it
lot of
was.
strange people working there. I don't go there. I
That's
don't go there
fair.
anymore.
There are
It's
strange
so
people.
weird.
Do you put that on your application? Do you put
And
sex?
they're
male or
always
female?
nice. They were always nice. It wasn't
Put
like
neutral. There's a
Okay,
box that
well,
you don't have to allow
Dunk
your
it all
sex.
day.
Just put
Dunk
loose
it all day.
I put non-binary.
non-binary. Right? You're not bound up. I understand.
So, I mean, have you had situations where trans people have been employed?
I
by
have.
you?
I have never. Not that I know of. Not that I would ask. I have. Listen. I have.
You've had
I have.
suspicions.
I have homosexual men.
Yeah,
gay
well, I
women.
mean, that's normal.
I have
yeah.
all that. I don't care. I could care less if they can work and work.
Yeah, of course.
Every person, every individual is a human.
Yes,
yeah, of
Every
course.
individual
of course.
deserves respect as a human.
absolutely.
The problem is this:
The sports thing.
when you overstep your boundaries, okay, into where you can be able to express yourself, that's where the problem is.
And yeah,
Right. So the thing is so with sports, okay. So there's an event going. Let's say it's a 100-meter dash or let's say 440, and I'm going to bring a horse to the event because the horse identifies as a female or as a human female.
You can't do that.
Why can't I? But that's where I'm saying the
horse
realm
can't tell you how he identifies.
Sure, he can.
He can.
Absolutely. One hoof for male, two hoofs for female, three for human female.
I think the biggest problem with the whole athlete thing, with the softball thing, and that like people like Simone Biles don't understand.
People are going to get hurt.
No, I'm not. I think that's less of an issue. I think the issue is it's unfair.
Yes.
It's an unfair competition.
100%.
You're facing a male that went through puberty, like Tyler said. It doesn't matter that they're reversing it. They're still 6'3" instead of 5'6".
The bone density is there. The size, muscle structure is almost all there, even with hormone blockers.
You're like talking about kids that like homeless play football at 9 and play fullback or like center. Like he's just gonna be a bigger person.
Right.
There's no doubt.
And that's where the imbalance is.
He has that deep seated, and this is things I already talked about with this whole conference. He has that deep seated conditioning in all his muscle frame, all that. So
that makes it 100% not fair.
Yeah.
Remember when you had the high school physicals when you'd play a sport, right?
You cough.
There'd be an old doctor in there grabbing your nutsack, you cough. Right. So do you think like when they would do the female physicals and you go in there and all of a sudden
they stick
the female doctor
vagina?
No, they don't do that. But I mean,
that Nasser guy did.
The Nasser guy was a pedophile. So bottom line, when you look at that and you're a female doctor and you're inspecting female athletes and all of a sudden a female athlete drops a tree trunk with you with a set of nuts on it, wouldn't you be like, hey man,
what are you supposed to do there?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Wow,
I mean,
that's a great.
You don't report that. I mean, as a doctor nowadays, a doctor you just got.
I don't think it's HIPAA. You can't report it.
Right.
Young doctors in Connecticut probably get instructed about this.
You can't report it. It's HIPAA.
Right. So, but you see, when you buy something at the grocery store, you want to buy something that's apples to apples. You want to compare product and price, and it's got to be apples to apples. This kind of competition that's happening is not apples to apples.
So it's not like your pizza and O'Skinny.
It's not fair. No, that's pizza and pizza on that. I'm just saying, no, it would be like pizza and filet mignon.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it'd be like my pizza and filet mignon. You know what I mean? So when the competition is supposed to be apples to apples, you need apples. You don't need fucking oranges. Yeah. And that's the problem. And people don't realize that. They feel they're being sympathetic to the poor young athlete, and they don't want to.
Well, they're just mentally confused.
But that's okay, though. You can be confused as all you want. I'm confused. Dude, I'm trying to make money. Yeah. I'm trying to support my family. I can't do it. I'm fucking confused.
Steve, you do me in college. I was fucking confused, dude.
Tyler, you're still confused.
No shit.
You're still confused. But
you
like Eskimo pies. I can't wait to talk about that.
But the thing is that so everyone's confused. I understand that. That's fine. No one wants to. No one's insulting these people by saying, "Hey, man, you shouldn't be comparing." That's not an insult.
No. They just want fair. They want a fair.
Wait a minute. They want fair treatment when going for a job. Hold on, Tyler. They want fair treatment.
They want women.
No. They want fair treatment when going to treat for a job. They want fair pay when they go for work, when they're in the same place in the workforce. They want fair this, they want fair that. But then when it comes to females competing in an event, they don't want it fair anymore.
No.
Right. Fuck it. They're like, whatever you believe, you believe. You can't do that. It doesn't, you're skewing your own values. And you're insulting your own gender.
Yeah, you are. You're hurting women.
They're insulting women by doing this. You can't tell me.
If we're talking about Democrats, yeah. I mean, feminists.
The problem,
not really.
The left is such a problem because, obviously Simone Biles is. She reveals her political.
That was ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah. So they will just say anything that they don't even believe. I don't believe that Simone Biles believes that. I think they will say anything to not be on the same side as
Republicans.
You
Right.
also
You're right.
think,
I believe
you
that.
also think that Simone, when all this shit went down with the doctor, she got approached by the Olympics, NBC, and whoever the fuck, and they might have, through channels, thrown money at her not to go so hard at the allegations that were.
She came out in the allegations against Larry
Yeah,
Nassar.
I know, but she,
You think she minimized it?
maybe, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just throwing that out
I don't
there.
know.
I mean, the only reason I bring that up or even suggest something like that is the fact that she went Riley Gaines so hard for.
Yeah, she went hard at
Riley.
Riley Gaines. I was surprised.
Yeah,
I think
like-
that's more a leftist agenda thing. The Riley Gaines.
Exactly.
Riley Gaines is I'm not even showing you on the screen.
She's
here.
become a big supporter for the right.
She's a big on the right, and
Yeah.
all these lefties, they can't take her. She's always gonna she goes right in every single time on these topics.
Right.
Yep.
But is it a right thing, Dave? Is it just the right, or is she just supporting females?
No,
I
she's
think
It's
just
become a
for
right
females.
thing. I
Like,
think it's
she's
become.
really
Just
just
You
for
have a- you-
females.
You have an issue that is a gender issue that has become a political issue.
Yes, you're right.
And it's taken too
Yeah.
far. It's taken too far.
Yeah, but Dave, I have seen videos in Massachusetts of boys playing softball, firing
Yeah.
line drives
Oh,
at
dude.
girls, breaking their
I'm so
jaws.
disgusted.
Really?
I live
It's
here.
Yeah,
most
I believe
I'm
it.
so
thing
disgusted.
I've ever
I
seen.
live here.
Massachusetts is the worst fucking
Yeah.
state for liberals,
Oh,
and
Jesus
anything
Christ.
goes. They're just communists.
Jesus Christ, dude. I hate it.
No, I after seeing that boys are allowed to play field hockey because of Title IX, because there's no men's field hockey team. I think
Crazy.
that is the most asinine thing in the world. Like me saying that I'm non-binary.
It's not that they're communists. It's just that the rationality has just left their body.
Well, they just want
There's
to
no
cause trouble.
rationality.
They just want to cause trouble.
It's not trouble. They want to be
Yeah,
on the
well,
side of what they believe is right. They want to be on the side of what they believe is wholesome.
If they believe
Dude,
that,
I was gonna move
they're
Florida.
fucking
They,
asinine.
they think they think they are the most loving, caring, forgiving, wholesome people that are on this planet. And in truth, they actually are the most
They're biased.
offensive,
Yes.
racist,
Yes.
and discriminatory group that there is.
So you're saying if a leftist owned Tony's and someone came and confessed to stealing money, that they would go even harder against them than you would?
What they would do is they would welcome them with open arms, give them a hug, and then give them the overnight shift every night.
Oh,
You understand? They would punish them on the back end of everything,
right.
and
right,
and they would make an example of it.
right.
And in that way, no one would fuck with their money anymore.
Right.
But
But why won't you do that?
Because I'm not an asshole.
Oh,
I'm fair, man. I understand. I worked in the job. See, that's the thing. Most of these people that make these decisions, especially politicians, have never shoveled
no,
shit.
no.
They've never worked in a sewer.
No,
They never served food to the public.
no.
They
don't
just
know
grew
any-
up. They went into
They were
politics after
entitled.
graduating.
Yeah.
And they're entitled. And they think that they can see through the eyes of everyone
Entitled
what
and
the country
educated.
is going through, and they don't. They don't see the struggle of the average American. They don't see what. Listen, there are riots going on right now in LA, and I don't think it's because of illegal immigration. I think the youth of America are pissed off because they can't afford life.
Yeah, the quality.
And I
of
think
living, yeah.
they can't afford life,
I
and so
agree.
they're manifesting their anger in the quality of life.
Let's just take
into-
it out on ice
Let's take it. They love it. They want to put a fucking handkerchief around their face, and they want to go out and throw Molotov cocktails.
and wear Mexican
Yep.
flag.
It makes them feel better. And
Okay.
that's the problem right now. So that should be the problem with the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, everyone should be there, is how do we make life more affordable for everyone? How does a young kid not feel lost in this country by having to pay $2,000 to $4,000 a month just for a 2-bedroom apartment? Because when you're 18, you get thrown out on your own here, right? In the
Tyler,
United States, you're out.
Tyler, is that your nutsack?
No, it's not.
Oh wow, I thought there was a close.
I'm just saying this, and I'm putting this
No,
out
I
there. in
agree.
general.
I agree.
mean, everything costs so much. How much?
Inflation is through the roof.
Why do you think these kids walk out of an education in one of these colleges and they expect to be making $100,000 a year?
Because that's what they
can't live.
pay.
They
Yeah.
can't live on less than $100,000.
Yeah.
How do you live on $40,000 a year now?
I mean, you look at it now. You're basically paying $400,000 to $450,000 total for a college degree, not counting room board.
And it pays you
meals.
and it pays you $60,000 starting out coming out, and
That's
you can't
what it
afford
is.
$60,000. You
Yeah.
can't live. So I understand the frustration of kids. So that's where the government needs to start angling their interest and angling their frustration of spending budgets and limits and the everything together. They've got to come together with a plan. How do we make
And
this
they
more
never will.
affordable? And they never will, and
No.
it's disgusting.
Dave, let me just ask you, with your son, has it come up at all about colleges? Is it something where you would look at a state school? Is it something where, depending on what he wants to do, you would look at an Ivy League school? Or is that not in the purview right now?
Or have you thought of moving out of New Jersey?
I definitely would like to move out of New Jersey, but we're a long. I would say
Yeah,
that
I know you're miles
a long
away.
way away, but
It's got to be on your
the
thought
Ivy League
process.
schools as they are today would be I don't know.
I mean, it's going to be over $100,000.
Well, I mean, a lot of it depends on what he wants to study, what he wants to be, and,
Yeah, of course.
that kind of stuff. But I think that you really got to take it as it is at that time. College itself is going to be very, very expensive.
It's only going to be for the elite. It really is at some point.
I
It'd be for
don't
the
know.
elite. Dave, they have to go the community college route.
They're going to
That's
have to
all.
go 2 years.
You go to community college route. What's
just
wrong
to
with
save
that?
up enough money to
go to state college. You got to go to state college. Is what you're
Yeah.
Or state university if
Yeah.
that's supported by the state as far as a low tuition cost. Yeah. What's wrong with that?
That's why everybody's kids are playing sports. They all think they're going to get a scholarship.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
Everything
bullshit.
from MB transfers. I agree.
But you know what it is? Here it is. It's not
It's
the
just
kid.
because they want to say
Yes.
they
it's
want to
not-
post on
yes,
Twitter. I got into
yes,
Stanford.
Yes,
and
it's
blah,
not
blah,
the kid.
blah.
It's not the child's fault. It's the parents' fault because the parents want to hang that moniker on them. That my kid walks down the aisle when he graduates. Bob
I did
Bob
so
will be going to
great, and-
Yale.
yeah.
He'll be going to Yale and studying medical instruments.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Tim will be going to Harvard and he'll be in
Yeah.
the law. So they want that pride
Yes.
of their kid walking down the aisle when they graduate
That's
and
all
to be able
it
to
is.
announce the school he's going to.
Yeah.
And then you know how it is. We get kids right here. They and I had to announce senior night because I do football announcements. Timmy's going to go to MVCC and be going to electrical school. Like fucking idiot.
Yeah, well,
That's the
dumbass, yeah.
problem. We've been taught
And trade school pays more than half
since
of
the
this stuff.
Obama administration. Obama was the guy that stood up there and said, "Hey, we all need to get a college education,
Yeah.
and we all need to go into computer programming because
Yeah.
that's the future of this country."
And we're going to all pay for it.
And it
It's gonna
wrecked,
be for
it
free.
wrecked everything.
No,
it
I
wrecked
agree.
everything.
I agree. That's why trade schools are down. And
Why don't we talk about the good shit that's happened? I know we only got a few minutes. Talk about the good shit that's happened as administration so far. Unemployment has remained the same. Job market has increased. They've hired
the
more
stock
more
market
jobs.
has gone up.
Stock market's coming back up. Stock
The
market's
real-
always volatile.
The real
but the stock
estate
market-
market's gone up.
all that has increased across the board. GDP is up, and
Yeah.
the forecast for GDP is 4.6% coming into the end of the year,
Yeah.
which is an incredible number. It will crush it if it's possible. Now, the trade deals, well, those are the things that need to get worked out to have success on this projection of what is happening with this country. Well, bottom line, we get the trade deals sewed up, and if we can get a deal with China done in the next 2 to 4 weeks, it is going to throw the market through the roof. It's going to throw the economy in this country through the roof.
Yes.
There's going to be benefit economically along all facets of what this
Right.
country can produce. You're going to see more success in this area, in this country, than we've ever seen. You're
Yeah.
going to see, listen,
In the past 20 years.
just in energy,
Yeah,
what's going to be
big
coming
time.
into this country as far as creating jobs. How about the $4 trillion in investment from overseas companies into this country to create jobs?
Yep.
And to be able to pay. So those jobs are going to do what? They're going to fund people's futures, and everyone's shitting on them. Because it's coming
because
from
it's
Trump. But
It's
he can't-
personal.
Yeah.
Because it's
He
personal.
came, he did the deals. They're crapping on him. That's okay. Give us 6 months to a year. Let's see where we are. I think the benefits are going to
No,
outweigh
I think everything is
any
going
mental-
in the right direction.
any mental derangement syndrome that anyone has. The benefits are going to outweigh it.
Everything is going in the right direction.
So far.
Other than the LA riots and Biden eating ice cream cones, but inflation going to go in the right way. The real estate market
So far, so good.
is going the right way.
Inflation is down.
Inflation is going the right way.
Inflation is down.
Everything
They
that
said
Trump has promised is
now if the
coming
deal,
to
if
fruition.
you don't see deals in the next month or two, then you're going to see things churn. You're going to see inflation increase. You're going
Yeah,
to see
of course.
trade. I understand that, but you know what? Opportunity is on the table. Let's take advantage of it right away.
where it hasn't been before.
Never.
We
Never.
have much more optimism than we've had in
Never.
the past.
What
10
optimism
years.
did you have in the Biden administration? Besides
That's what I
that,
said.
besides that, all our illegals are coming in, and
the
the
past 10
money's going to be shipped out to all third world countries to promote things that we have no interest in doing as a country.
That's why I said since 2016, this is the most optimism
That's right.
we've had, and it's something to be proud of.
Wonderful.
Dave, you look like Gilligan.
Oh, I'm cut off again.
Tyler, you're breathing very hard. Did they IED you?
Dave, can you look up before we leave? Can you look up the Australian news reporter who got hit with rubber
I saw
bullets?
Yeah.
Pull that one up. That was
Watched
awesome.
that too. Yeah.
Why did he get hit with rubber?
It was a
bullets?
female.
Right.
It was a female. She was recording. She was doing a live feed about the riots in LA, and she's right in front of the
Oh
National
my
Guard.
God.
How about as a reporter, you
Did she
get
have-
behind the fracas and not in front of it? Get out of the way.
She just walked right into it.
Well, she's reporting right there, and the demarcation line where the National Guard was lined up was it was very obvious where it was, and all these people are now complaining online. Oh my God, she's got a great lawsuit. She got shot in line of fire. Hey, listen, get your ass
Yo, bro.
out of the way.
You're hanging out in a war zone.
Yeah,
These
right.
things happen.
Get behind the fire line, for Christ's
Yeah.
sake. Stupid.
There she
That-
is.
Protesters, moving them on through the
Good.
Oh my-
Get the fuck out of there.
Now rapidly deteriorated. The
Let's
LAPD
go.
She didn't
moving
get shot
on
yet.
horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters,
Steve, that might be a woman
moving
for
them
you.
on through the heart of LA.
I mean,
Watch, here it comes. Watch this guy point right at her.
Oh, she got one in the leg. Right in the Achilles.
Right in the ass.
Right
Wow.
now, look at
There's
I
people
love
that
the
have gas masks on.
people got gas.
All right,
masks
one.
on.
Get the fuck back to Sydney.
Hold on, I gotta see this again.
Now rapidly deteriorated.
Right in the
LAPD
Achilles, dude.
moving it on
oh, I
Yeah.
firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through
But
the
they
heart of
clearly
LA.
got to see she's a reporter.
Shoot her. Oh, he shot her. Dude, he straight up shot her. Dude, he's aiming for her ass.
They see cameras. They see she's a reporter. They
Dave,
still
Dave,
shot her.
Dave, can you pull up one
Dude,
more?
you're in a war zone. Relax.
Yeah, but there's
Oh,
cameras.
look,
Relax.
he's aiming right at her. There he is.
Steve,
Look
relax.
at that.
You're in a war zone.
Yeah, but Tyler, they see she's a reporter. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you're in a war zone. Get out of the war
Fantastic.
zone.
Dave,
I wonder what she's saying on
Dave,
Twitter.
can you
right
pull
now.
up one more? Can you pull up Maxine Waters?
Oh yeah,
I
Max,
need you. I
saw
need you
that
to pull
one,
up
too.
Maxine Waters trying to get into the facility to be
This
able
is
to
amazing.
inspect it
This is
Home,
also
was it Home
amazing.
Depot?
because she
This
has
is also
congressional.
amazing.
She has
By the way,
congressional
Steve,
power.
Steve, if I get hate comments,
Is this Home Depot?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Steve, if I get hate comments,
No, they just wanted to know if you were a neo-Nazi, and I got to check. But they wanted to know
Could
if
be.
you were Nazi, if
Could
you
be.
got hit in the head too much.
Could be.
I
If-
definitely got hit in the head too much. I am not a neo-Nazi.
yeah, they
Why
asked
would
if
you
you were
think I'm
not
a
a Nazi, a
neo-Nazi?
white supremacist.
It's,
They asked if you were a white
Why
supremacist.
would you have a white supremacist?
I think it was
I didn't
yesterday,
say
Dave.
that.
It was yesterday, Dave. She was trying to get into a government facility
This
that
is
was
great.
housing
I
some
saw
immigrants that were
Irish
arrested.
This is great.
Yeah, and they were like, They came in and she's over there. You got to let us in. And they're
Tyler,
like, I'm sorry, we're closed.
Yeah.
somebody asked if you had a Prince Albert too.
I can't find it.
One, what
that's
the
okay.
fuck? Two, no.
Somebody did that.
That's okay. It is what it is. We can save it for next time. It's a great clip. It's just a fantastic
I
clip.
saw her yelling
No.
at the ice of the marine.
she was
Actually,
yelling
that's
at
it.
us.
Dave,
Yep.
Dave, search Backseat Waters Ice, or Backseat Waters Ice Facility.
Hello.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
I just came to use my congressional authority.
There it is.
Congressional authority.
I have congressional authority.
I need to get in. Contact our public appeal. I need to get in.
I'm sorry, we're closed.
Sorry, Maxine.
Who is that?
I'm sorry, Miss. The early bird special starts at 9.
Who is that?
Would a
Get this
congressperson
stuff in,
be able
bitch.
to enter?
Who's
the-
Maxine
yes.
Waters?
She's a congressperson from California, Northern California. I think San Francisco's
And
a
they wouldn't
district.
let her in?
No.
That's awesome.
In to see David Wortham.
Number one, that wig is dated. Gotta get rid of that wig.
Well, it's different colors.
We gotta get rid of that wig. She's 85 years old right now. I think she's 85 or
What's
86.
she trying to do?
She's trying to get into a facility that was holding ICE detainees because she needs to inspect them.
And they wouldn't
Yeah.
let her in.
There it is
Hey, I'm just here to check how all you immigrants, or illegal immigrants, are doing. Everyone illegal?
She had power over the.
She has no power. No
She
power.
has no power.
No, her congressional power. She came in. You got to listen to it. Dave, rewind it one more time. You got to listen to it.
How does she have no power?
I need to get in. Contact our public appeal. I need to get in.
No, got to go back. Go back. You got to go back before. Rewind it before when she's just walking up. She says congressional power.
Congressional authority.
Congressional authority. She's got congressional authority. Hey, lady,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Contact our public appeal. I need to get in.
Public appeal.
I ain't get in.
It's like
I'm in
Congresswoman?
Congress.
I don't
I'm in
understand.
Congress.
This
I'm in
just shows.
Congress. Let me in.
I don't
This
understand.
just shows how useless their authority is, how useless their job is. You have no authority in Congress. You have nothing. All you can do is call
Apparently not.
meetings and hearings. Meetings and hearings. That's all you can do.
Would who's the senator from New York everyone hates?
Schumer.
Would
Schumer.
Schumer have gotten in?
No.
No.
Grandpa would have been neglected right at the door. No way.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me. This is Chuck Schumer. Let me in.
No, get out of here, Schumer.
I'm sorry. We're closed.
All right. Well, this has been another banner episode of Rebel Republic. Tyler, you have smoked more weed in the past hour and 10 minutes, and I'm.
This is Bernie Sanders. Let me in.
I'm
I'm sorry, Bernie.
I'm pretty.
We're
sure, I'm
closed.
pretty sure I saw your cock at one point. So that
Wait,
was great.
what?
I don't know. You had your
What?
knee up and your shorts were open and your penis was hanging out. So that
What? Wait, what? No, it was not.
Yeah, it was.
No,
That would be a
what?
moment to live in.
How does this go off the rails like this? We're having so much fun, and all of a
He
sudden,
had his leg up and his penis was out.
it's okay.
It's not okay.
He's in LA for Christ's sakes. That's totally normal. He's in the riots right now. Look how dark his car is.
I
Look how
don't
dark
like
his car
where
is.
A is
There's no
going.
lights. That means no firebombing has.
I
there's a
don't like where
firebombing right
A
now.
is
There's a light.
going, dude.
There's a light behind him. There's been a firebombing. There it is.
There
Come
it is.
on.
Yes.
No, he did. It was okay. I mean, I just was surprised. I haven't seen him in a while. Dave
Yeah.
Schumann, I love you. I miss you. I hope you're well.
1.4 million subscribers and the Coach Schumann Entertainment Network.
No, it's huge. It's huge. I got told on a lineable. that we're
1.4
gonna-
million
we're gonna make
subscribers.
So I got to talk to Coach Schumann.
How does this happen? How many Palestinians have you had subscribed to your network, Dave?
I got asked
Probably
that
a lot.
too. My friend, my friends all said they were fake, but it was hilarious.
Between the Arabs and the Filipinos, you are huge in subscribers.
I'm killing it.
You're killing it. You're
The
killing it.
Russians.
The
All right.
Russians. It's Russian collusion. They
Yeah.
just keep hitting the subscribe button.
with
Hit
Hillary.
the subscribe button, people.
And comrade, hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, we have that, and we have Hillary. So
Who doesn't have fun on this network?
Oh, it's the greatest
Come
network
on.
ever.
Come on.
Hey, Cutler, how are you?
He's doing good.
Yeah.
A hard night at work. He just came back.
Oh, you work tonight.
Yeah, my son worked tonight.
Cutler, do you make a good cannoli?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
absolutely.
He does.
Absolutely.
Yo,
Flavor. Flavor
yo,
Yeah.
he makes cannolis.
does.
70
Yeah,
a
he makes
box.
cannolis. He makes cannolis.
Dude,
Well, when you
70
come
a box.
visit,
70 a
you're
box
invited to
cannolis.
Cutler's
I need good
graduation
cannolis in
party.
Boston.
We just come to Cutler's graduation.
I've been to Mike's Bakery there, whatever, the cannoli shop.
Mike's pastry.
Mike's
North
pastry
End.
shop. I was there.
Yeah.
We went to both of them. I went to Mike's and I went to
Modern.
what's it called?
Modern.
Tyler, I had one other
Yes.
question. Tyler, did Aaron Hernandez, did he commit those murders?
Oh,
Well, you're from North Attleboro, so I figured you would know.
I wasn't
Well,
big on
the
the
Odin
gay
Lloyd
picture
one.
scene.
He didn't do the Odin Lloyd one, right?
I don't know.
You think he did the other two, the double murder in Boston?
Stevie's dead.
No, I'm just asking Tyler's
He has
opinion.
passed. It doesn't matter.
I want to know Tyler's opinion.
I don't know, but
He's a great
Okay.
athlete. He's
All
a great athlete. He's passed.
All right. Well, Coach Schumann. Oh, do you shave your armpits, Coach Schumann?
No, why?
Oh, I
I
don't know.
just don't grow. I don't grow much.
Are you?
That's the Filipino
are
in
you
him. The
going a little-
Filipino has
little
no
train?
hair. The
All right.
Jews
I
are
don't
hairy.
have that much
Steve.
hair on my arms.
The Jews are
Steve.
hairy. The
You know what I will
Filipinos.
say?
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that?
It's definitely the Asian.
what? We're Polynesian.
Asian aren't
What?
hairy.
What? China? What? Tyler? What?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, basically, where everything's alleged to have gone down, and knowing what I know,
I know.
I said about everything, Aaron, my personal experience, all that.
Right.
Yeah, it's possible, but I mean,
Did you do it?
no, I didn't do it.
Oh, okay. You don't have guns, right?
Not
Oh, God,
Massachusetts.
Please. don't.
Tyler, since you're in Los Angeles right now as our wartime correspondent, could you walk
I'm
outside your
gonna-
car and grab a Colombian
now.
flag?
Please
No.
don't have guns.
Just start
Right
running
now,
down the street.
I'm strapped. Hey, I'm in LA right now. I'm strapped.
Strap it.
Good.
Back in
Yep.
Massachusetts, I'm still waiting on my gun license.
All right. Well, Tyler King, our political correspondent on the ground in LA, great work. Voice of Reason, great work. Coach Schumann, great work.
How to stay under the radar, Tyler? It's nice and dark right there. We are
Kelly,
now.
the best
Yeah.
podcast host in the universe. This has been Rebel Republic. Remember, when life gives you lemons,
Are
don't make lemonade. Take two oranges,
we
throw them
done?
right back at life.
It's
Yes,
over?
It's
Yeah.
over. It's
Come
over.
on.
It's over. It's 11:15. Tyler,
Steve,